Greetings to all lovers of myths, legends, and folklore. This time we venture into the realm of Scandinavia, where the main hero, Kratos, resided. Today we'll talk about him according to mythology. But first, let me tell you about someone else. Kratos, according to Greek mythology, was a younger titan. His father was Pallas, whom there isn't much to say about, and his mother was Styx. She's quite an interesting character. From the Greek Styx, it literally means monster. It's like a primitive horror and impenetrable darkness. Moreover, everyone probably remembers the name of the river in the underworld, the river Styx. Styx herself is considered the daughter of Oceanus and Tethys, which in some ways explains her association with water. Although there is information that her parents were Nyx and Erebus, who personified eternal darkness, and we are stuck in divine genealogy, which makes this video similar to Indian cinema. I don't know if that's good or bad. Anyway, do you all remember how Zeus came to power on Olympus? Well, if not, I'll remind you that he had to fight for it with his own father, Kronos. In this fight, Styx and her children played a direct role. Nike, the goddess of victory, I don't know when she acquired the status, before the victory over Kratos or after. Zealous, the god of envy and rivalry. Baia, the goddess of violence, and the well-known Kratos to us. After Zeus's victory, he made Styx the goddess of oaths, and her waters became their symbol. Since then, Styx has settled far in the far west, where the night begins, in a luxurious palace whose silver columns reach the sky. There were few visitors to Styx Palace. Only occasionally would Iris fly here for the sacred water. After all, the gods themselves swore by this water. Punishment for breaking an oath was serious. First, the oathbreaker lay for a year without signs of life, and then he was banished from Olympus for 9 years. That was Kratos' family. His mother was a monster, if you believe the translation from Greek. His brother was the god of envy and rivalry, and one of his sisters was the goddess of violence. A perfect family, really. I don't know if Nike, the goddess of victory, smooths everything out here. Kratos in Greek means strength and power. Perhaps there is some hidden meaning here. Competition, violence, strength, power, and victory. I think many people can connect all of this in their minds. There is something to think about. Kratos himself, in fact, is not encountered in Greek mythology as often as one would like. However, a specific example can be given. Kratos appears in Aeschylus' tragedy, Prometheus Bound. We meet him right at the beginning. Here, I think it's worth mentioning a couple of interesting facts, a sort of backstory to understand what Kratos is doing and why he's doing it. So, we already know that Kratos, along with his mother, brother, and sisters, participated in the war against Kronos. This, by the way, was his first war. During the battle, Kratos had his skull split open, and not by just anything, but by a shard of a mountain. Of course, he managed to survive. Moreover, Hephaestus played a significant role in this recovery by forging special golden plates to hold his skull together. However, a reminder of the injury remained in the form of a terrible scar on his face. After the war ended, Kratos remained in service to Zeus. However, it is impossible to know for sure what he was doing there. It is logical to assume that he held some military position, or maybe he was a prison guard. After all, in Aeschylus, he accompanies Prometheus to the rock where he must endure his punishment. Moreover, while serving under Zeus, Kratos apparently fell madly in love with Aphrodite. But this, in my opinion, is not accurate information, as I could not find confirmation of this. You are smart, educated people, and you can always correct me in the comments. But let's return to the tragedy of Aeschylus, which begins with Hephaestus and Kratos leading Prometheus bound in chains to the barren rocks on the shore of the sea in a desolate, Scythian, distant, and secluded land. Kratos speaks to Hephaestus, who, by order of Zeus, must unwillingly chain Prometheus to the rocks. He hurries him and condemns Prometheus, saying that for his guilt he must pay the price of the gods. Finally, Prometheus acknowledges the supremacy of Zeus and forgets his love for humans, pitiful one-day insects. Hephaestus sincerely pities Prometheus and reproaches Kratos for not knowing either sympathy or compassion. Kratos responds, "What's the point of grieving over him? Where help is impossible, there is nothing to kill oneself over." Hephaestus only laments the heaviness of his fate in response. Kratos then urges Hephaestus and instructs him to tighten the chains on Prometheus to the rock so that, as he believes, just retribution will be done. Hephaestus then reproaches Kratos again, saying, "Your words are terrible, like your appearance." The servant of Zeus responds, "Be gentle yourself, but do not blame me for my stern, firm, and cruel nature." After this, Kratos and Hephaestus leaving Prometheus to suffer, chained to the rock. This is how Kratos appears in Aeschylus' tragedy. In general, the image is quite harsh, ruthless, and courageous. There is another story of Kratos, more modern, where Kratos appears before us as a Spartan. So, let's start from the moment when in Sparta, where the young but brave Kratos lives, Olympians Ares and Athena come with an army of centaurs. They take Kratos' younger brother, Deimos, because he is the chosen one, as he has a birthmark. Kratos tries to stop Ares from taking his brother, but he throws him aside and then tries to kill him. But Athena comes to the aid of the brave Spartan, and before leaving, she apologizes to Kratos. After that, Kratos tattoos his body with a birthmark in the shape of his brother's and swears that he will never falter in battle. Years went by, and our hero started a family. He married Lysandra, and she gave birth to their daughter, Calliope. However, Calliope falls victim to an infection, and according to the laws of Sparta, she must be thrown into a chasm. The Spartan does not give up and does everything to save the child. He sets out for the magical ambrosia that can heal Calliope, but the path to salvation, as you can imagine, was dangerous and treacherous. In the end, Kratos saves his daughter and becomes the king of Sparta. But this does not make him happy. More victories, more blood, more glory. But the price of this is family problems. And in one of the battles, luck leaves Kratos and his warriors, and he appeals to Ares, the god of war, and he swears to serve him for victory. The god answers his prayers and helps him win the battle. Then Kratos serves Ares for a long time, and faithfully, carving and burning entire cities and villages. But one day, Ares deceives Kratos, clouding his mind. He sends him to destroy the temple of Athena with the priestesses, including the wife and daughter of the Spartan. Realizing what he has done, Kratos curses Ares, and this is where his path of revenge begins, which ultimately ends with him taking the throne of the god of war. That's all I wanted to tell you about Kratos from mythology and his modern interpretation. Thank you for your attention, and see you in new videos.